Another lifeline for social media app TikTok. U.S. President Trump signed an executive order Thursday. It extends TikTok's deadline to sell or face being banned in the U.S. TikTok now has another 90 days until mid-September to find a U.S.-based buyer. This is the third time Trump has extended the deadline. Congress originally passed a bill that would have banned TikTok in January. The U.S. government alleges that TikTok, under Chinese ownership, will give the Chinese government access to user data of Americans. Now let's go in depth on a potential TikTok ban. For that perspective, I'm joined by Seth Schachner. He's the managing director at Strat America. Seth, first of all, great having you. Second, what does another TikTok delay signal to the tech and business world?
Yeah, great to be here, Diego. Yeah, I think all this talk about process and legalities and the ban is starting to fade away a little bit. I mean, to me, kind of the longer this kind of, we say the can keeps getting kicked down the road a little bit, it probably means it's going to survive and, in some way, shape, or form. And I think that there probably will be a buyer. But, it appears to me that maybe a little bit of the heat is off, and we'll probably see how that results over time. But, I think there's obviously some trade considerations at play here. And I think probably it's been caught up a bit in that. And that's probably one of the bigger factors in terms of how the tariffs and the tariff negotiations play out.
And how realistic is a full ByteDance divestment from TikTok?
Well, it's possible. It's plausible. There's certainly, a nice pool of buyers, Amazon, AppLovin, Bobby Kotick. I still think Steve Mnuchin and others are out there, even Elon Musk. So I think it is entirely plausible that could happen. I also think, there are other institutional investors, Sequoia, General Atlantic, that are American in the mix. And, I don't see this reported often, but it's plausible to think that there could be a recapitalization of the company that could, effectively achieve some of the goals that our leadership has been talking about. So I think that's all entirely possible.
And how would a forced sale reshape TikTok's business model?
Well, one, I think, would hope that it doesn't really, touch the business model per se. TikTok is such a vibrant entity globally. I think 175 million U.S. users, and it was up to 1 billion globally. And it's a real juggernaut in terms of media and advertising. And in many respects, they're doing, I think, all the right things in building what I would call the influencer economy, which is, really a future-looking economy that's a bit disruptive and very, very positive. So I don't think that there's many folks that want to see it disrupted or changed, including President Trump, who's indicated he really likes it. So I think that piece of this is very positive. I think the real thing is, if it does get divested or spun off, you would hope the user experience doesn't change that much and isn't harmed by it.
Seth, many are wondering what kind of impact this could have on other Chinese-owned apps. What's your take?
Well, yeah, I think that if there is some form of either legislative decision or executive decision that happens, presumably it should weigh off against other apps as well, not just TikTok, and probably not even just Chinese apps as well. I think, there's a lot of factors at play here from AI to digital policy that I think probably should have coherent responses. And that's been kind of, the tough part to read about this whole process of courts and executive orders and getting it kicked down the road. The Supreme Court here actually already ruled on the thing. So I hope that any solution that comes out is kind of even-handed for all, basically.
Seth Schachner, thank you for your insights. Great having you.
Nice to be here. Thank you.